The winds have blown you back to us, and with our lost Tokoloshi. Shakail doubted your turn, but I told him that I saw in you a man of conviction, a man with the blood of the old gods in him, gods of wind and fire and earth.
Glad to help. Now, about that tether device.
You must learn to savor the delights the world has to offer, Mark Leslie. Come inside, stay a while, we can talk face to face.
Entry granted. A full transport and 3 occupants.
Welcome, Mark Leslie, to the homeland of the Chizunyama. It is thanks to you that we are one step closer to leaving this place, to join with the old gods in Leal. While you may not be Chiz or Yama in body, your deeds have bound you closer to us, wrapped you in the warm blanket of fellowship and understanding.
Thanks for letting me into your village.
Consider this a place where you can set your head down and rest from your many troubles. Now that you have proven your worth to us, perhaps we can show our worth to you. The winds have told us of your dealings with the Hanasi. We know it is no coincidence that you have arrived in our lives after talking to Uti.
Uti mentioned you were searching for some sort of tear in reality.
Ah, yes. We had heard that she was searching for the gateway into Leal. The Hanasi workers talk when they are deprived of herb for a while.
Are the Hanasi here your slaves?
Slave is a terrible word, and there's no place among followers of the old gods. The Hanasi here are indentured to us. They give us the sweat of their brows constructing our ark, and we provide them with the herb they need.
Who are your old gods?
The old gods are ancient forms of metal and lightning. They are looking for us, looking to be joined again to their creations. This word is harsh and hard. The old gods are entities of creation, not of destruction. We yearn to seek them out. That is why we have constructed this ark.
Can you tell me more about this ark of yours?
When we were Chiz, we spoke with a memory walker. He told us of Leal, home to the old gods. We scoured many memory walkers over time and discovered designs for the Ark. A great vessel that could carry us into Leal to meet the old gods. We tried once before, but the portal spawner would not allow something the size of the Ark to travel to Leal. The portal spawner tore open a hole in space, but the Ark that was meant to travel through it crashed. That was generations ago. When we returned to our homeland, we discovered that it had been stripped bare, broken down, burned to ash. So we erected this ancient bar shield to keep ourselves safe while we constructed a new ark.
And the tether?
When we uncovered the bar shield, we read about the array and the tether device. The tether device inside the array possessed technology that would allow something immense to travel across the void into Leal.
I need the tether device. What can I do to get it?
Now that we have the Tokoloshi, the only thing keeping us here is not knowing where the fabric of reality is weakest. Over generations, the location has been lost. To know where the gateway to Leal has been torn open, that information would be invaluable to us. Bring us that, and you shall have your tether. Now go. Mark Leslie, we look forward to speaking with you again.
Old friend, I missed you. Nobody comes to see me anymore. My wheels are fused. I will be rotting away in the African sun for eternity.
I'll keep you company and you can tell me some more interesting stuff.
Let me tell you about the boss. I visited the boss once as a train. Horrid folks. Very pretentious. Love to tell endless stories about their great past. They would go on and on about what the world was like before the Penrose came. Really annoying bunch.
Your stories really are interesting. Please tell me more.
Bas, yes. An ancient people, those Bas were. The scientists and great minds of the old world. They built an empire, traded with over 100 settlements. They grew powerful. The Ascendancy got worried. The Bas started working on a weapon that would destroy Babel. But before the weapon could be deployed, the priests rained down destruction on the Bas. The sky turned black. Every single Bas, man, woman, and child, were turned to ash, wiped from existence.
Ah, that doesn't sound good.
There's no good left in this world, my boy. I remember the Red Agnets. It was those red metal masters that reinstituted the rail service. A massive engineering project was underway to expand the Warden network. Coal and iron needed to be moved vast distances, and trains were ideal. Trains. Tulip. Trains.
Human male, average build, estimate age at 36 years. Human male, large build, estimate age at 46 years. Agnate recon drone, estimate age at 3 years.
Narchi, how's it?
It is the human from before. Archie must apologize from before. We and us had to go to sleep.
So you're still hanging around, eh?
Me and us have important work. There must be someone here to answer if Home Tree calls. If they call and Narchi answers, maybe they will come to fetch me and us. And Narchi can go home.
You told me about someone taking your transponder. Who was it?
Loose lips. A friend. She was sad. Narchi tried to make her happy. We spoke about the light and the warmth. We spoke about the grass and the red sand. We spoke about the wind and the crisp leaves. She had to leave Home Tree when she had too much drink. They broke her transponder. She was outcast. She could not return. We just offered to share Narchi's transponder. Take turns to use it. She took it away for herself while we were in the dark. The Hanasi say she's gone to the cattle. Archie has heard it is nice there. Maybe when she comes to get Narchi, we and us can go there also.
Warning! Overheating! Please initiate cool down mode.
Back into the dark. Tell me, human man, what is it like there where you stand? In the light?
The Hanasi fortress is grey, filled with the fumes of burning rubber. The smoke has blocked out most of the light from the sun. The ground is covered in ash.
That is sad. It's also cold in the dark.
Commencing cool down mode.
Shongololo, are you awake? Hello?
Ah! Who's there? I am Shongololo, last of the living trains. Have you visited me for treasure? I will tell you where I saw gold once. I have no need to covet sparkly things. I was having a lovely dream about gold and about her.
Gold?
Tulip. She speaks to me, you know. I was pondering the first time we truly bonded. Those red agnets thought it was amusing that I, the last human train conductor, should become their first living train. They engineered this living locomotive out of me, turned me inside out. They twisted my flesh, broke my bones, and bound me to this metal prison. I never screamed. I laughed. I rejoiced.
You rejoiced? That sounds like torture.
I must tell you, friend. I must share this with you.
Fine.
Do you know why I rejoiced? I'm going to tell you. I knew this was the very train that Tulip had ridden all those years ago. They reconstituted it into my superstructure. And now I knew that my Tulip would be with me forever, and I with her. Go now. I have told you everything I know or care to share. Let an old train rust in peace.
Human male, average build, estimated age at 36 years.
Loose lips.
Shoo! Please lower your voice, human man. My head is sore. How did you hear that name?
Nachi at the Hanasi Fortress told me.
Nachi is a good cakus, a lucky drone. Any cakus that becomes a drone is a lucky cakus. They don't have to carry this weight, this useless husk of flesh with them.
You think Nachi is lucky? He didn't seem too happy about losing his body.
That is because he has forgotten what it feels like to be trapped inside one's own body. To have arms that cannot move. To have legs that cannot feel the tips of their toes brushing over the tallest grass. We gave up so much for this. So much.
So your people weren't always like this?
Accessing memory files. Please be patient.
Generations ago we lived as nomads, always walking, wandering from the grasslands of Zhao Zhao to the volcanic rocks of Slag. To own a cakus map was the highest honor. We charted the course of the wardens, even finding the soft tears in space for them to travel through. As the ether started to close in on our world, we were exposed to far too much of it. The rainbow death followed us, taking our elderly, taking our children. We fled to the forests of Saxonwold, making our home in the tall trees, fearful that the ether would again rob us of our past and our future. Inside those trees, we found a transmitter, a direct link to the Doulahan. Some even thought it could be a link to Doris' self. The Doulahan encouraged us to explore even further, to leave the safety of the treetops.
How did you know it was the voice of the Doulahan?
When you are given a gift from the gods, you do not question it.
And this voice told you to leave and to carry on making maps.
Accessing memory files. Please be patient.
Yes, we wanted to stay in the treetops, but the call to travel the world was too loud to ignore. The Doulahan told us to ask the Flay for some spare drones to help us travel and avoid the ether. But soon we began to rely on the drones for everything. To move, to hunt, to explore. The ether made us weak. It made us need the drones even more. Even our children were born weak. Then the darkness took us. Took our eyes. Took the feeling in our skin. It didn't even leave us our tongues. We have lost everything. We do not even have our own language anymore. Without these drones, we are empty husks. We shut down the voice of the Doulahan, turned away from our god, and we stayed in those trees.
How can I get in to speak to the cakus?
You cannot. Only cakus can access Home Tree. Other organics are not allowed. Even if a cakus with a faulty transponder tries to enter, the drones will open fire.
A cakus transponder?
Warning! Potential to compromise home tree security.
A cakus transponder tells other drones that you are cakus. Mine broke, so I could not return to Home Tree. So when Nachi was in maintenance mode, I took his.
How could you do that to your friend?
I don't know. I was weak. After I took it, I left. I could not face him. Here, take it. I do not want it. I do not need it. Please, take it far away from me.
Short-term dormancy in progress. Shutting down higher brain functions. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Even with the transponder, your flesh will peel from your bones if you go through that door. Turn on the transponder. I'll link to it and enter home tree myself.
Just take a quick look around, and then you come back down.
On it.
The pebble returns to the pond. The plants surrounding our humble village have seemed a little brighter since you came into our lives. We trust that your travels have been fruitful. Is there any way that our spirit circle can help your spirit circle?
What can you tell me about the Caicus? Have you had any dealings with them?
That is a sad story. We have made mistakes in the past. Mistakes that caused the Caicus Collective to cut off contact with us. They are truly children of the old gods, born of metal and flesh and forged in the ether. We miss them and their insights into the world.
What happened?
A misunderstanding that set the Caicus on a different path. Before we went into hiding behind our shield, we placed transmitters around the world to ensure we could still commune with the old gods. Our holy shrine of communication is at the center of our village. The Caicus discovered one of our transmitters in the forests of Saxonwold.
The voice of Dullahan was one of your transmitters?
We were caught off guard when they began to call it the voice of the Dullahan. The old gods would have disapproved of this idolatry. The Dullahan is a false god. The Caicus were searching for meaning, for purpose in their lives. We gave it to them. They wanted to explore the world again, to search for new places and make new discoveries. Through the Caicus, the old gods had provided us with a way to search for Leal while we remained protected.
People aren't tools for you to just use and throw away.
We see that now. It is our greatest shame. We wish for forgiveness. When we discovered we could control the Caicus drones directly, we began to use them as our eyes and ears to the world outside of our shield. We pray the old gods understand our desperation. We left the Caicus in the ether for too long, pushed them further and further, and soon the voice of the Dullahan fell silent. They have been quiet ever since. This is our sin. Please do not think less of us. We were longing to find our gods and rebuild our tribe.
Could I have access to the transmitter? Just to check it.
Please feel free to look at the transmitter. You will see that it has no connection to the Caicus. Pray do not think less of us for this. It hurts to speak of. Please, leave us to once again beg forgiveness from the old gods.
Mark, I think we should give this to the Anasi. They have an addiction. They just want to live normal lives.
Yeah, but I don't know if this will help them.
It would help them negotiate with the Chisnyama. Give them a bit of leverage. I don't trust those Oze. Something about them. They're drug dealers, Mark. And worse, they're making drugs that give the Hanasi false hope. They're holding the memories of their families hostage with this stuff. Just think about it before you make a choice. Give the data to Uthi. He just wants to take care of her people. He wants to give them hope. Don't take that away from them.
The Chizunyama want to leave. They just want to get out of here. You can help them do that.
They might just want to leave, but they've had a lot of people.
They were afraid. They are still afraid. They've locked themselves away for protection. Now they want to leave a place that doesn't want them. You can make that happen. Please, Mark, help them leave.
Mark Leslie, you honor us with these gifts. Our memory walker told us what it saw when your name was revealed in the record. I am glad to know the record spoke truth. You helped the Hanasi, and we are in your debt.
How could your memory walker know what I was going to do?
I know not to question these things, but they are often beyond understanding.
So how do we get the tether device from the Chizinyama?
We have been trying to gain access to the Chizinyama homeland for some time. I have only one question, which will help in our negotiations.
I'll do anything I can to help end this peacefully.
Do the Chizinyama have any Hanasi working inside their shield?
Yeah, they did. But the Hanasi workers looked well taken care of.
Many Hanasi have been missing over the years. We suspected they were lured away, but we never had proof. Thank you, Mark Leslie. The Kaheka's maps show a way to their village, a way to get past their shield. We will surprise them with a visit. In a while, return to the Chizinyama homeland. We will have negotiate your tether device. You have shown that you are a friend of the Hanasi. Please take this token to honor us in the arena. You have earned it.
Done. Looks like this is more up your alley.
So it's like an arcade game.
It may be something more advanced, but yeah, it looks like an arcade game.
So you're finally admitting I was better than you at these, eh? Takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, Marky. But I don't know, eh? This looks more complicated. There's a lot at stake here.
I know. But I also know you can do this.
Yeah, but you're right, eh? Let's do this. I'm sure I've still got what it takes.
Who disturbs the priest of... Oh, it's you! You are the souls who buried Umalar in his own mud and dirt. Thank you for granting us some quiet from his incessant ramblings.
You're thanking me for killing your brother?
Killing? No. For a priest of tribulation, there is no death. As we speak, his body is being tended in the undying catacombs of Babel. A new body is being knit together by the 1,000-fingered hands of the spinster. Soon he will be back with us, no doubt awing us with tales of how he almost died. Again.
So you won't even put yourself on the line in the arena? There's no danger for you in there? No consequences?
A god does not need to prove itself to a creature of flesh. This pool below us swims with the memories and minds of the five. We created the world, the very air you breathe, the very food in your belly. Umalar created the mud and dirt below your feet. While I, Moog, wove the branches into the trees and combed the grass of the veldt. Shakin seeded the world with metal and iron, creating weapons and armor. While Spinnakop wove veins of gold and jewels into the rock. Nevrobosses, the youngest of us all, she bathed the world in the blood of her womb and gave it life.
Is that what the others who live here believe?
It is truth that is older than the Dalahan himself. Even Daras declares it so. We are the mouth of Daras, and we declare it as truth.
I didn't mean any disrespect to your beliefs.
I will see your brother in the arena. You are no longer worthy of my time.
I knew it. I could feel it wasn't just a game. You made me do this, Mark. You made me a killer again.
It was just a game, Don. I didn't know. It was just a game.
I think I always knew. I knew this was real. I can't carry on, Mark. Not now that I know for sure. This is too much. Don't ask me to do it again.
You've done this before, Don. And for a government that didn't even care about you. Now you're doing it to help your family.
I know, but Please, Mark, I don't want to kill anymore. I got out. Don't pull me back in.
We'll find a way to bring this place down. But for now, we need to focus and try to get home.
You're right. Let's just get home.
At last, our savior arrives at Scoria.
You expecting me?
We are. I am the legate of the Flay of Scoria.
How could you be expecting me?
Oh, did Atom not send you to Scoria?
Yeah, of course Atom sent me. He sends his regards.
Atom is still alive. Oh, the apiary lost contact with him 3 months ago.
That's around the time I bumped into him.
Atom was the bravest Flay in all of Snake. They left seeking a cure for the foul brood.
They?
Yes, the Flay are symbiotes. Each Flay is two, the host and the bristle worm. They are separate, and yet they are one. The foul brood jeopardizes our perfect harmony.
What's the foul brood?
Once we are bonded, host and bristle worm are inseparable. 5 years ago, this century-old synergism was threatened. If we step a foot off our bristle out of our own land, we experience the onset of an horrific pain, like our brains are boiling inside our heads. Innocent bristle worms are driven from their hosts in the most agonizing way. Neither host nor worm can survive without the other. Atom, the bravest of the brave, ran out of Scoria as blood spurted from their tentacles. We are dying. We need help.
I also need help. Who's in charge around here?
You may stick to the clan more in the etchery. Only you may enter. Leave your companions at the entrance.
You have arrived at a most troublesome time. My tank requires cleaning, and I am indeed of a devotion. Speak quickly, human, lest I instruct my caretakers to laser the limbs from your torso.
Grandma, I am a friend to the Flay.
Yes, good. Your words flatter me, human. I assume Atom or the legates have explained our situation to you.
Foul brood. Yeah, I understand that you're stuck here.
Atom was a fine Flay. They made it all the way to Vesta before they vanished from our screen. The Flay are vastly technologically superior to all around us. This should keep a dawn of the Flay. But the foul brood keeps us from expanding to the edge of Slag and beyond. Did Atom give you the location of the boss of Chiron?
Boss of Chiron. Yeah, I know some of those words.
The great boss civilization through the water of Chiron. The cure to the foul brood has to be in Boss.
Any idea what the cure looks like?
Quiet! How would I know that? Our research indicated the Boss had encountered a similar infrasonic waveform. It matches the foul brood vibration patterns. The antidote to our misery lies with the Boss.
What are you? Where did the Flay come from?
I am the first of this apiary. I hatched an age ago from a golden egg. A young mongrel boy found me. At first he kept me in a tank. I escaped, and while he slept, I was delivered into his ear.
What happened to him?
He became the first flame host. The host must be a child. Their brains are soft. Their spines malleable. Their skulls are not yet knit together, allowing the flame to extend through the soft flesh. We are always in need of more hosts. The mongrels are resistant to our domination, but once we are cured, we shall reap their newest crop of hosts.
But only if you're cured first.
We will give you access to our database. I have enabled the terminal that will provide you with access to the collective knowledge of this world. Scanning item and it will cross-reference the data against the vast trove of Flay intelligence. You may pursue your own research, but never forget our plight.
Thank you, Grandma.
Pierre, but look at this one. He's got all his teeth, man. If the light hits them at the right angle, he's gonna blind me. What can I do for you, my bra?
I'm on an important mission. Searching for a way back home.
Well, la-di-da. He even got one of those fancy accents nogal. Hey Pete, this oak here is most on an important mission. Says he's trying to find his way home. Sorry, bro. I can't help you with any of that. See, this is for mongrels only. The last holdout. The one place that mongrels can be free. You could be a Flay spy trying to get our slingshot. You're hiding one of those worms under all that hair.
You have something called a slingshot?
No, I don't know what you are talking about. Spy.
I'm not a spy.
That's what a spy would say, hey? I think I saw your head twitching a bit, but you should get that looked at by one of your Flay doctors.
I promise you can trust me. How can I prove I'm not a spy?
Tell you what, if you bring me one of those Flay worms, a live one, I'll let you in. I know you spaghetti heads would never give up one of your precious parasites. Until I see one of those little squirmy bastards staying on the side of the bridge.
Hello. Can you understand me? Can you speak? M-A-R-K, Mark. And you, do you have a name? Okay. Right, let's get out of here. What are you?
We are Nest. You are not Nest. May we scan you to determine your origins. This scan will not be invasive. We assure you that we will not harm you.
I would feel a bit better if I knew more about you before you, scan us.
We understand. We are Nest. We are a nanotech life form originating from the Alexis space station as part of Experiment 1436, headed by Dr. Anna Taylor. May we scan you now?
Yeah, let's call it a sign of mutual trust.
Please hold still. Scanning. Thank you. We have conducted our scans. You appear to be Homo sapiens. You are of the same species as Dr. Anna Taylor. Have you come to complete 1436?
Sorry, we don't know anything about a Dr. Anna Taylor of 1436.
Since you are not a member of the Alexis Research Program, you are not authorized to access any of the research. But as it has been determined that the experiment may soon hit a critical failure, we will add you to the research roster. Please state your name so that you may be granted researcher privileges.
My name is Mark Leslie. This is my brother Don Leslie and our companion Pooch.
Thank you, Mark Leslie. Your name has been added to the research roster. 1436 has encountered an unforeseen failure. We have documented 73,612 cycles of ongoing procedure. We have generated 18 billion gigawatts of information. After reaching our maximum storage capacity, we used this plant-based life form's dense neural pathways to store our information overflow.
Wait. Let's go to the beginning. What is 1436?
1436 is a terraforming experiment led by Dr. Anna Taylor, combining the nomadic life forms with bioengineered plant spores. Microenvironmental changes could be made. The combination of freezing temperatures in a vacuum facilitated the fusing of nano and biotechnology. The experiment was moved to the Alexis space station. After an electromagnetic pulse disabled communication with CISA Earthcom, the Alexis space station experienced a critical failure. After high orbit degradation occurred, the station broke up in the atmosphere upon re-entry. The main research laboratories were contained to this crater. 1436 continued to operate for 8,934 days, until an unforeseen failure occurred.
What sort of unforeseen failure?
The nest in the southern mountains disagreed with us. Their refrigeration systems are powered by a slowly diminishing red mercury core. Our cores were also failing. Nest cannot survive outside of freezing temperatures. We designed and engineered a device to create microclimates, which would allow the continuation of 1436 and the gathering of data. They saw this as a way to rapidly expand from our respective landing sites. Simulations indicated an environmental catastrophe. When we refused to hand over the device or transmit the plans, we were cut off from the Nest Shared Intelligence Network.
I'm sorry to hear of your problems with your brothers in the south.
We thank you. It has been difficult. A part of us has been severed. In cutting us off, the two are weaker. While their refrigeration towers are powered by the Alexis space station's red mercury core, they have lost something. Removing us from the network has resulted in the loss of their ability to replicate or create. They got desperate. They needed the device to expand. We held on to it in the hopes to barter a truce. Our brothers employed the services of a wandering agnate, a self-proclaimed medicine man. It gained our trust and then stole the device. However, as they have not managed to expand their borders, we believe that they never received the stolen device. With their red mercury power core slowly depleted, we know that they will soon die.
How soon?
7,300 days.
Is there a way we could help?
We have reached an impasse with our brothers. We know that we just need to wait them out. Once that happens, the experiment will be marked as failed, and we can disassemble. In cutting us from their network, and sending a magnet fleet into our home. They have made us an enemy. The preservation of the data from 1436 and the long-term survival of the environment are of paramount importance. It is why we exist. We must enter a low-power regeneration cycle. Please return later.